Hello and welcome once again to another ship review guide. Today I'm going to take a closer look at the brand new Tier 6 Commonwealth cruiser Mysore. The Mysore I found went through multiple improvements during the development and testing process, and now its finished final state is ready for release. I must admit it does feel like quite a fun ship to play. Tier 6 will very often get matched with Tier 8 ships in the current matchmaking, which is normally quite difficult for a low tier cruiser, but a very strong indicator of a ship's strength is its ability to punch above its weight and still be capable of having an impact even against higher tier competition. And it's the main reason I chose this game, to showcase what Mysore is capable of. More good news, if this video is well received, I'll be able to hold a giveaway for one lucky winner. To enter this giveaway, simply leave your in-game name and the server you play on in the comment section below, in the format you see here on screen. And feel free to hit that thumbs up button below if you like this video. It really helps me out a lot, so thank you very much in advance. Make sure to click the bell icon also to enable notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos and giveaways, of which I have many more on my Discord and Twitch channels. Links to both can be found in the video description below. Okay, with all that being said, good luck in the giveaway to you all, and let's dive into the full review of the Mysore. The new captain skill rework is live, and the gameplay footage in this video is using the exact captain build and upgrades shown here on screen. As you can see, I've chosen some special ship modifications, including the smoke and hydro modifications, both of which can be purchased for coal from the armory. The captain skill rework in 0.10.0 is a work in progress, and while many may be a little annoyed right now, I do fully expect skills that maybe are over or underperforming will be balanced over the coming weeks and months. But for now, this recommended build feels pretty strong. I'll explain my choices and how they impact the ship's performance and gameplay as I go through the ship's exact numbers with this build. But we are all in an experimental stage with these new skills, so I do urge you to go and experiment as much as possible during the 0.10.0 update, as we can adjust our skills, including demounting upgrades, etc., for free for the full duration of this update. So as usual, let's start off by looking at the Mysore's armor layout using a simple port screenshot. This is virtually identical to the Tier 7 Royal Navy light cruiser Fiji, with one very small exception. The Mysore actually gets slightly more fore and aft end armor of 16mm instead of the Fiji's 13mm. For all intensive purposes, this changes very little in terms of overmatch mechanics versus battleships, but will prevent any cruiser with 203mm guns, like the Aoba or Miyoko for example, from overmatching your bow and stern with armor piercing. So this 16mm bow and stern armor increase is a real improvement. The upper plating and main deck gets 19mm with an additional central section of 51mm of deck armor. The main citadel is 114mm, extending both above and below the waterline, with a raised central plate which joins the main deck. The superstructure is of course lightly armoured with 10mm, and when it comes to the Mysore's turrets, the frontal plate gets 102mm of protection, while the top, side and rear plating all consist of the same 51mm of armour. The Mysore gets 30,600 hit points, which is further enhanced by having 4 repair parties when training up Superintendent. These are superior to the Leander, almost matching the Fiji in terms of HP and healing power. I highly advise using the India Delta signal flag to maximize the effectiveness of this repair party, and also both of the new signal flags, X-Ray Papa Una 1 and Sierra Bravo, to extend the duration of both your hydroacoustic search and crawling smokescreen, both of which will be integral to your combat effectiveness. The Mysore gets no torpedo protection damage reduction, so hydro is vital to help avoid those incoming torpedoes. The combination of ship modules, the captain's skill, Consumables Enhancement, and signals will give your crawling smoke an incredible duration of 148 seconds, matched by 145 seconds of hydroacoustic search, giving Mysore a very strong platform to rain down fire on any enemy spotted within its gun range. Remember, this is a crawling smokescreen, so you can constantly keep moving and reposition to not only approach but also retreat from dangerous positions. As long as you don't exceed 1/4 speed, the constant emitting plumes of smoke will keep you concealed and undetected. Just be wary of any surface target within 5 kilometers when firing your main battery, as you will get detected just like any other smokescreen. So we come to the Mysore's main battery, armed with 3 X3 152mm guns, with 2 fore and 1 aft. These 152mm caliber guns have a 180-degree turning time, 22.4 seconds, a max firing range of 14 kilometers, with a max dispersion of 130 meters, with a reload speed of 10.7 seconds and a shell velocity of 870 meters per second. Mysore, like the light Royal Navy cruiser line, is only capable of firing armor-piercing rounds, which have a max damage of 3300. I found the penetration to be quite decent in general, but does struggle against heavily armoured targets that are just well angled towards you. One should try and focus on the superstructure in such cases, but when presented with broadsides, aiming at the upper belt of battleships can be very lucrative in terms of damage returns. As this game progresses, you can see some examples of this, as even on broadside Tier 8 battleships, Mysore is capable of landing some very nice salvos. Those of you already familiar with the Royal Navy light cruisers will know how effective this AP can be, and the limitations involved, and the workarounds necessary to deal with angled opponents. One small note here, the base damage of these Mysore AP shells is higher than even the Tier 10 Minotaur. The Mysore does get additional secondary armament with 4 X2 102mm guns, firing high explosive shells, with a 2.7 second reload time and a max firing range of 5 kilometers. These HE shells have a 6% chance of setting the target on fire. They are capable of inflicting a max damage of 1500, and they can penetrate 17mm of armour. They have a shell velocity of 810 meters per second, so you still can set fires but it will require some very risky close quarters engagements. But the game will throw up some crazy kamikaze actions at times, and they can help in particular against destroyers who are intent on your demise. Unlike the Royal Navy line, Mysore does not get any torpedo armament, which is a little unfortunate, but may have resulted in Mysore being slightly overpowered and incredibly difficult to deal with. So it's important to adjust your tactics and positioning against those willing to try and rush your position in these smoke screens. Being at Tier 6, Mysore will regularly encounter aircraft carriers, as there is quite a large population at lower tiers, and double CV games are not uncommon. Having these long-lasting mobile smokes, they are a great counter to the power of air spotting and attacks. But for those periods in between smoke cooldowns, Mysore does get an AA rating of 50, which places her in between Leander and Fiji in terms of defense, a tier 6.5, so to speak, which is not that bad. Mysore gets 20 AA guns in total, ranging from 40mm Bofors up to 102mm secondary battery, which doubles up as AA. All combined, these AA mounts pump out a continuous average damage of 135, divided between medium and long range, the majority of which, roughly 75%, is mid-range damage. Mysore only fires 2 flak explosions per salvo, which have a max damage of 1120 and a max firing range of 5.8 kilometers. Somehow I can already envision divisions playing 2 of these together, being incredibly difficult to deal with. Being able to alternate smokes throughout a game, allowing for virtually permanent smoke cover, while combining their AA to really annoy enemy CVs. When it comes to maneuverability, I've gone for the steering gears mod in slot 4, as it feels way more effective. Being always slightly mobile in smoke removes that dire need for propulsion should some nasty torpedoes suddenly appear. Mysore gets a base speed of 31.5 knots, which can be increased to 33.1 knots when mounting the Sierra Mike signal flag. Mysore has a turning circle radius of 610 meters and a rudder shift time of 6.9 seconds, which does feel pretty good. Mysore, when in between smoke screens, is capable of fighting in the open at range, and watching that incoming fire carefully can help negate a lot of damage by maneuvering to dodge correctly. Mysore is lightly armoured and will take big hits from time to time, but the combination of smoke, repair party and good manoeuvrability will go a long way to ensuring Mysore's survivability when played intelligently. The final part of the Mysore puzzle is its excellent concealment. With a rating of 68, Mysore will be surface detected at 9.6 kilometers and by aircraft at 5.8 kilometers, meaning you virtually outspot the vast majority of non-premium cruisers you encounter in randoms, allowing you not only to smoke in time, but also how to dictate how you want to play the engagement. The final summary on the Mysore: it really does feel like a very strong package indeed, in particular at tier 6, because it definitely feels much closer to being a tier 7. The combination of good concealment, very long lasting smokes, repair party, and Hydroacoustic Search gives it so many tools to do well. I expect the Mysore to be really quite popular. I only hope Tier 6 doesn't rapidly become overpopulated. And don't forget, if you would like to have a chance to win the Mysore for free, make sure to leave your in-game name and the server you play on in the comment section below, in the format you see here on screen. If you would like to see some more live gameplay of the Mysore and many others before making up your mind, feel free to come on over and watch me live on Twitch. You can see the link here on screen and also find it at the end of the video and in the video description below. So we'll just let this game play out. I hope I was able to provide you some useful information on the Mysore to help you make up your mind or simply have a better idea what you will be encountering on the battlefield. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and until the next time.
Smoke screen set.
I'd like to thank you once again all for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Take a moment to check out some of my most recent videos and leave a comment below. And until the next time, keep sailing it like you stole it.